Okay, think about your own home for just a second. We all have that one dreaded juncture, right? You know the one. It's stuffed with old charging cables, cracked devices, maybe a few random appliances that just completely gave up the ghost. It's an incredibly common, almost universal everyday phenomenon. Eventually, the things we own just break down. But have you ever actually stopped to wonder why the lifespan of the things we buy seems to be changing? Like, are we just incredibly unlucky, or is there something else at play here? Let's figure it out in today's explainer.
So that brings us right to a beautifully simple question. Why do our things stop working? And the answer actually takes us down two very different paths. Listen, every consumer goes through this. You buy something, you use it, you absolutely love it, and then it just stops being useful. By asking this totally relatable question, we're really setting up our whole journey today. We are going to explore two completely separate realities that lead to a product's end. One of these paths is totally innocent, and the other? Well, the other one is highly controversial.
Section 1. The aging of things.
Okay, so this first path is an innocent, entirely inevitable process that happens to almost everything we own. It's called natural obsolescence. Basically, this is when an item becomes outdated and less useful over time just because of new advances or changing habits. The absolutely crucial point here is that nobody is maliciously sitting in a boardroom scheming to break your stuff. It just happens. A perfect everyday analogy for this is the old school pager. Remember those? When smartphones were invented, pagers just naturally faded away. The companies making them weren't intentionally trying to wipe them off the market. The tech just evolved. It's kind of like outgrowing a favorite pair of sneakers when you're a kid, or realizing a horse and buggy really isn't all that useful once someone invents the car. Better designs and changing habits just naturally push the old stuff into retirement.
Section 2. The trap of planned obsolescence.
But here is where the story shifts to something way more controversial. What happens when the expiration date of your stuff is completely intentional? That, my friends, is planned obsolescence. It's when a company purposefully designs a product to have a short lifespan, so you have to replace it quickly. Let's go back to that sneaker analogy for a second. If natural obsolescence is just naturally outgrowing your sneakers over time, planned obsolescence is when a manufacturer intentionally designs the shoelaces to snap in exactly 1 month, and then they purposefully prevent you from buying replacement laces anywhere. You are literally forced to throw out perfectly good shoes and buy a whole new pair. That is the fundamental difference right there.
So how do they actually force the upgrade? While companies might purposely make older items incompatible with new software, new parts, or new accessories, it's a calculated, deliberate strategy to force customers to spend money upgrading to the latest version. Think of another really simple analogy here. Imagine buying a flashlight, but the battery door is completely glued shut. The manufacturer has sealed it up on purpose, so when the battery inevitably dies, you can't just pop a new one in. You literally have to throw away the entire flashlight and buy a brand new one. That is exactly how incompatible software and parts function in so many of our modern devices today.
Section 3. The heavy environmental cost. Now, this intentional strategy isn't just super annoying for our wallets. It has massive, real-world consequences. Step 1 in this chain reaction. When products are built to be thrown away quickly, it creates huge, staggering amounts of electronic waste. Our landfills are filling up with devices that structurally still work, but were designed to fail. Step 2. Because we are throwing things away constantly, we have to build new things constantly. And that leads to a rapid depletion of the Earth's natural resources. We're essentially mining the planet bare just to replace things that really shouldn't need replacing it. And step 3, constantly manufacturing those new replacement products increases harmful carbon emissions. Factory smoke, shipping pollution, heavy energy use, it all skyrockets.
And all of this creates a cycle of forced consumption. I really want to emphasize the sheer scale of the environmental damage that comes directly from this practice. When you force people to constantly buy new things because their old things were intentionally designed with short lifespans, you aren't just driving sales. You are driving a massive engine of environmental damage. This isn't just about buying a new charging cord, it's about the global footprint of an entire business model that's literally based on intentional failure.
Section 4. Demanding a sustainable future.
Fortunately, it isn't all doom and gloom. Shoppers and governments alike are waking up to this, and they're demanding 3 clear things to combat this practice and protect the Earth. First up, stricter regulations. We're talking about actual rules stopping companies from gluing that proverbial flashlight shut in the first place. Second, greater company transparency. We, as the consumers, have a right to know how long a product is actually expected to last before we hand over our hard-earned cash, right? And third, sustainable product designs. We want things built to be repaired, not just immediately replaced. We are demanding that companies go back to the drawing board and actually build things the right way.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer today, but before we go, I want to leave you with a direct, kind of thought-provoking question to chew on. Look around your living room right now. Seriously, look around. Which of the devices in your home are truly built to last? Next time you go to replace something that broke surprisingly fast, ask yourself if it experienced a natural death or if you were pushed into forced consumption. Being an informed consumer really is your best defense. Thank you so much for exploring this incredible topic with me. Keep asking questions, keep demanding better from the products you buy, and I will see you in the next explainer.